Hi Curtis.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm okay, I'm okay. Karibu to our alumni talk show. My name is Nasur. I'm the host of this program.
Yeah.
We have been looking for you kidogo, at least
Yes.
to talk to us.
It's been a busy
Yeah,
season.
yeah. Well, I know you're an alumni.
Yes.
So
A proud alumni.
before we get to that, can you tell us about yourself, who you are, what you do?
Uh, wow, who am I? That's a very broad question. But just to keep it relevant for this podcast, I'm an alumni of Light International Schools.
Nice.
Back when it was Light Academy.
Light Academy.
At Ngong Road. The original.
Behind the chum.
Behind the chum. Oh, a lot of memories. Now they put a whole apartment there.
Full apartment there.
Alumni, graduated in 2007.
Nice.
It's been a wonderful time keeping tabs with people who are still there during that time, such as yourself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so currently I'm an educator.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I teach art and design.
Nice.
But I also do a lot of things. I'm an artist by profession. I'm an educator even outside of class.
Yeah, man.
I'm an author as well.
Nice.
So I'm one of those people who have a lot of different things going on at the same time.
Yes.
So depending on which conversation we're having, you might see that side of me more. Yeah.
So normally if someone is meeting you for the first time, how will you introduce yourself?
I think the one that really stands out for me is I'm a creative and I'm an educator. Those are the two things that I would say I practice the most.
Yes.
Yes, I'm also a proud dad.
Nice.
Of 3 lovely children.
Very nice.
And 1 wife. You know, nowadays tuazikuja kusema
Kibaki alitufundisha.
Yeah, so that's who I am in a nutshell.
Very nice. So art, why art?
Why art? Art is one of those things where I usually say that everybody was an artist at one point.
They say God is an artist.
Exactly. Exactly. And you see, we get that nature from him. So we are all born artists, but some people, as soon as they learn writing, they forget the drawing. So I'm one of the few who continued to draw.
Yes.
So art has always been a passion ever since I was a child. And it's a passion to me now as well.
What influenced?
I think it's for me, I would say it's just an internal wiring. I think some of the early memories I have of art was I must have been in class 1.
Class 1?
Class 1.
Ulianza mapema?
Yeah. So I must have been in class 1 and we were learning the alphabets. You know, A for apple, B for boy. And then we got to G. And it was G for guitar.
Allah.
And then the teacher was like, is there anyone in class who can come and draw for us a guitar on the blackboard? Those days it was a blackboard, it was not a whiteboard. And there was this other boy who everybody called his name.
Whoa.
And me, nobody called my name, I just volunteered. And in my mind, I didn't know that there were people who could draw better than other people. For me, I just thought everyone could draw.
Yes.
So I go to the board and I do my guitar. In my mind, I'm not even competing with him. Me, I'm just drawing the guitar. So after we are done, the teacher says, wow, whose guitar looks the best? And everybody shouts my name. And that's when I was like, oh. So there's something here, you know. So those are some of the early memories I have. I remember there's a time also we were just playing around in the estate, and then there's this helicopter that flew by really low. It was a really low flight, and I just saw like really good details of how it looked like. And in my mind, the first thing I thought of doing to go preserve that memory was to go and sketch it.
Wow.
So I ran to the house and I quickly sketched what I saw, because for me, seeing a plane that low was quite fascinating. So those are some of the early memories I can say that were kind of indicators that indeed that there's this passion that I have.
But when you say God is an artist, you don't mean like the drawing artist, like some other artist maybe. I can't draw for shit, and I can not draw.
I actually think you can.
I can't. I have tried, trust me.
Okay. To be fair, I think not everybody is maybe skilled in the drawing, but maybe there's another expression if we give you, you'll be surprised to see that it comes. And that in itself is something. Yeah.
Maybe not the artist part, but I can't. Interesting. So from class 1, so you've been coming up with drawings and all that. How was your time in high school? Did you imagine that I'm here so that I can finish and go be an artist or go?
So Even before we go to high school, I remember in primary school, a number of times I used to get in trouble with the teacher because as the teacher is teaching me, I'm sketching matatus.
Wow.
So I'm drawing matatus, and one day my mother even had to be called. Became a real issue. This child is not learning, he's just drawing things. And my drawing books had to be banned for some time.
Yeah.
So I've always had, and in every school I went to, I always had a reputation of being one of the best artists in the school.
Ooh.
Even in Light, when I was here in Light, at that time it was, the teacher was called Mr. Mustafa.
Yeah. Mustafa Genj.
Mustafa Genj.
Good man.
Mustafa was one of the teachers who really believed in my art. You know, I think there's a time we created an entire contest just for me.
Wow.
Because he really liked what I was doing.
Interesting.
And I was given a certificate for best artist and whatever.
You must have been very good then.
It was. I was. We were a number of us, but I think I'm the one who was really passionate about it. And I think he was able to see it. And Mr. Mustafa had a thing of spotting talent in different people and really just championing it. So, yeah, I would say those are the memories of high school. I wasn't really particularly looking to be an artist as a career. In fact, I remember I wanted to be an architect first. But I heard that I had to go to school for 2 more years after HCC, and I was not feeling that story. I was like, 2 more years to learn math. You know, nowadays things are different. But that time you were telling me I have to go learn math and chemistry and physics. I was like, no. Nowadays things are different. I see students going to do architecture without doing all those other things.
Yes.
So I just wanted to do something that was related with creativity. I wasn't sure what. I also don't think I had the best career advisors. Yes, because the course that I went to do in campus was, you know how you are told, go and do this one. This one is what will give you money. Yes. This is the marketable course.
The laws and the medicines.
Yes. So I went and did something, but I qualified for it. I could do it perfectly. I performed really well, but I've never earned a salary from that thing.
Interesting.
Because my passion was zero. I finished, I graduated, I went to the office for my internship, and I was like, I don't think this is what I want. So after graduation, I went back to art. Spent some 2 or 3 years doing my art, just doing exhibitions and doing things like that, doing workshops and master classes for people. So my career actually started with me being a professional artist rather than anything else.
You're happy with that?
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It's because I don't want people to be naive. It wasn't the smoothest of journeys, especially in Kenya. You know, in Kenya, the art industry a lot of it has to do with you aligning yourself in certain ways, knowing certain people, looking at opportunities that are not really structured. You know, formal things like medicine, when you finish school, it's easy for you to get a job somewhere. Because the path is usually very
direct.
For art, you know, you have to figure out your own thing. So I wouldn't say it has been the easiest, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us about your failures.
My failures? Oof. You reminded me some time back this must have been in 2017. I'd been an artist for some time, went and taught in a school, took a break from school, went and opened my own, it's like a class, a workshop, something. In the first month, things were good. I was like, I think I want to do this, because students were coming, I was selling artwork and things like that. By the 6th month, things were dry, you know, and before I knew it, the whole thing collapsed. I had arrears for the rent of the place, and I was like, what is this now? So I had to take a break from it. But I think my problem there wasn't the art, it was the business side of it. Because, you know, the challenge with creativity is sometimes you are really good at what you do, but you are not really conscious of the business side of it.
Yes.
So that's something I've had to learn over time.
I understand. There's this thing about creatives. I don't know much about creatives, but writers, let's say, where everybody has tried to write, but there's some time where you can write flawless, ideas flowing completely, and there are times when nothing is coming. Like you see it, you are just blank. And there's a saying that 2 a.m. is for writers, so the godly hours. So is it the same for writers? Do you have anytime you can just take a pick up pen and
I think
draw?
you're talking about there's something we call the creative block, whereby there's a time the creativity is just not flowing.
Yes.
No matter what you do. And then there are times the ideas are just coming.
One after another.
So I think there are those seasons. There are those seasons, definitely. But for me, what I've learned is I've come to learn not to relegate that to life. I'll just sit now and wait for inspiration. That I've learned to curate my lifestyle in such a way that if I want to be inspired, there are certain things that I do, or there are certain places that I go, or there are certain conversations that I have, such as this one.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've actually gotten a lot of good ideas just by having conversations with the right people.
Yes.
And when I go home and I think about what we discussed, I'm getting ideas about some of those things. Even as we speak, there's a book I've just launched.
Nice.
And that book was accumulated over time. And a lot of the, should I say, wisdom or the information I acquired in the writing of that book was in the middle of conversations. We go somewhere, we have podcasts, we talk to people, I gather ideas, I reflect on them, I do my own research, and we gather stuff. So for me, my way of avoiding having a creative block is just ensuring that I have the right conversations with the right people in the right time.
Showing up, they say.
Showing up.
You just have to show up.
Show up.
It doesn't matter where.
Because you never know what
it's true.
You'll get somewhere.
Or who you'll meet.
Exactly.
And what talks you'll have. But now, many people, for example, who are in a certain path, they have inspiration from people. For example, this person influenced you, want to be like this person. But I see you ulianza mwenyewe tangu class 1. Have there been anyone that maybe you look up to that is influencing you into the field?
I would say it's been a combination of people. So you'll discover that different seasons in your life, you meet different people. And each of those people have their own impact on you. So I can remember when I was young, there are people who I would meet. Some of them were father figures, some of them were just friends. And they would have this creative print on me that carried me to the next season, probably when I grew older and things like that. So I would say every season has its own people you meet, its own experiences that shape you in a certain way. So definitely, I usually say we are all a product of someone else. You can't just... I usually hear people saying, I'm self-made, but it sounds good in theory, but really when you look at the practicality of it, none of us is self-made. We're all a product of someone else's effort.
It's true.
Someone invested in you in one way or another, and it boosted you to the next level.
Exactly.
So that's how it is with creativity as well.
Now, this is something we can't avoid. Like 2026, we are in a world of technology, we are in a world of AI, we're in a world of computers. Why does art matter?
Wow, that question is deep. Early this year, we had a moderator from Pearson's come to where I teach, and I wanted him to moderate some of my GCSE students' work. Because the way Pearson's works is I mark my students' work, then they come and moderate. And the beauty of that is sometimes you have conversations with them.
Yes.
And one of the questions I asked him, because he's been a moderator for years, I think over 20 years. One of the things I asked him is, what are you guys doing as an examining body? What are you doing with this AI issue? And it's still a conversation because AI just came and caught all of us by surprise. So we are all trying to figure out what to do with it. But what he told me he's realized is AI isn't creative. AI is what I would say imitative. Because what AI does is that it checks different things from databases around the world, and then it creates something based on what it has seen from other people. But it doesn't have that inherent thing to create something new. You understand? Anything new it creates because it has learned or copied from others, and then it has manipulated it to look like it's new, but really it's not
new.
So, and that's where human beings come. When it comes to a human being, the traditional inherent nature of creativity is something you cannot replace, And creativity isn't really, I usually tell my students, you're not necessarily taking art so that you go become an artist. Creativity is a way of thinking. Okay, the fact that you took a pen and drew something, it's good, that is skill, but skill and creativity are not the same thing. You can have a skill in painting, but doesn't mean you're creative.
You're creative.
Creative is something completely different. It's a mindset, it's a nature, it's a perception, it's how you see life. And you can be creative without being, taking brushes and doing things with it. So AI is good in terms of, creating what we can see. But in terms of the way of thinking, there's a conversation to be had there. Now, the scary thing is that AI is also growing really fast. You know, if you look at the videos AI is doing now versus what it did 3 years ago,
It's becoming different, difficult to separate this.
It's hard
This
for
is
you to
not.
tell which is which. So I think there's a conversation to be had there. Is it going to get to a point where it completely, like now I'm saying creativity is something inherent.
Yes, yes, yes.
Can it get to that point? You know?
There's a video I watched on Instagram. I had to go to the comments, and then I see this is AI. I'm like, either nimekuwa mzee ama this AI has become very good.
Because you can't tell.
It's becoming more and more. You know, like not years, few months ago, you could tell that this is AI and scroll past. But now it becomes this video, see this.
It has refined.
And then you see that, wow, this is, if you go from the comments and say AI.
Yeah.
So still, like, I still ask, why does art matter in 2026? And why does art matter? Now AI, you can generate image from anything.
From
you just prompt it, give it, and it just an image. So why does art matter still?
The other thing I've been hearing people saying is, I don't know if you've heard people mentioning that even when you're looking at billboards, you can tell an AI billboard.
We could.
Yes, we could. Even it's a bit hard to substantiate because now we are delving into the metaphysical and all those things. Whereby people feel like if something has been done by the hand of a person, there is a soul to it.
Yes.
There's some life you see with it. If it's just a machine that has done it, it's beautiful, but you can tell there's something you are not really connected with. But that's subject to perception because some people feel like that's not a big deal. Some people feel like, no, I want to know that this was done by a person.
Yes.
So does art matter? That was your question. I think art matters because when I create something, there's a story behind it, there's an experience behind it, there's a person behind it. It's not just a machine creating it. Yeah, but I think the real issue with that is some people don't care. There are clients who say, no, I want something that has been done by a person. Some people don't care. They just want something good. I
don't think anybody will like a picture in his office or something that has been printed from a computer or anything. We could do that long time ago.
I wish that was the case.
Now, about being creatives, let's talk about being creatives. We live in a world where everybody's being creative. Everybody. Forget about even the art. Everybody's taking videos. Everybody is posting. Have we forgot the art of living? Like we are just. Is it like nobody's living anymore? Everybody's just creating.
I think creativity is a core aspect of living. I don't think you can say you're living and you are not creating.
Interesting.
Okay. What I would have a problem with, and you see this a lot on social media, is copycat creation. And we see this in trends and challenges. Someone will create a type of video, another person will see and they'll be like, I want to do what this person has done because he did it and got views. So let me copy and get views too. So I think the challenge isn't the creating, it's the you copying what someone else has done so that you can get the attention they also got. But I think an ideal situation is whereby everybody is able to just derive their own creative expression from who they are. And you're true, you're correct in saying there's an aspect of creativity that comes by you just living life. All right? It's not that you're creating all the time, but out of the fullness of the life you're living, there's a creativity that comes out of it.
Yes.
So I think the challenge with social media is that for those who consume social media a lot, you don't give yourself the chance to learn from your own life and your own living experience and create out of it. You are quick to create and copy what someone else has done.
It's becoming difficult to even kutembea town siku hizi. Unaweza tembea town, unajipata kwa TikTok saa hizo na umeambiana nyumbani uko Nakuru. It becomes difficult. Everybody is creating
actually,
something.
Your question was actually quite a deep one. I think there's a difference between creating and documenting. The fact that I have a camera and I'm telling people I'm here and whatever, it's not really creating. I'm just documenting what I'm doing.
Creating and documenting.
Yes, but I think there's a depth to the philosophy of creating. It's not you just putting a camera there and say, hey guys, see my dance style. It's about you doing something that has a life to it. Yeah, probably as we go on in future discussions, we'll see how to really articulate that better.
Interesting. Now, you said in the beginning you're a father of 3. Let's talk about you being a father and a parent. How has being a parent changed who you are? Has it changed who you are? How has it?
If you can have 3 children and not change, there's something wrong with you. Because even one child will change you. You see the way you see life, the way you interpret situations. You know, the way you learn to sacrifice, the way you mature. You know, children mature you in ways that you didn't even know you'd be matured.
It's true.
So I would say for me, having children, what it has done for me significantly is always knowing that someone is watching. So I'm not just living my life for me. Yeah. So there are times my son does something and I'm so pissed off, and then I'm like, oh, that's what I did. You know, he actually saw me doing that, so I can't be mad at him, you know. Or sometimes I say something or I talk in a certain way, and then even him, when he gets angry, he talks in a certain way, and I'm like,
They say the children learn from watching, not from what
you
being
telling
told.
them.
Yeah, not from
Yes.
telling them.
You know, and vice versa also. When I do something good or I have a nice gesture towards his siblings and his mother, he'll also emulate that.
Yes.
So for me, being a parent has given me the awareness and the consciousness of always knowing and understanding that, hey, by the way, I'm not just living this life for me.
Yes.
Someone is watching.
Yes.
And because they are watching, I have to be very careful, you know, with how I carry myself.
Has that affected anything about your creativity world, about your other work world? These are two different worlds.
I wouldn't say it has affected. In fact, I would say it has enhanced. Yes, because now my child, actually all of them are quite creative.
Nice.
Right? Yeah, because both me and my wife, we are creative people. So our children also have just picked up in different ways. Some of them are really into music. Some of them are into creating things. So I think seeing children who are picking up certain traits after you also makes you feel like, okay, how can I polish up my creativity even better so that they become better than me when their time comes. So I would say it has enhanced what I have in the creative aspect rather than changing it in any other way.
But you are a young father, if you allow to say that.
I'm a young father.
Yeah.
Oh, define young.
Young father, you can run around, but you have the energy and this thing. How is that and compared to how our fathers were? I don't think your father was your age when he had 3 kids.
No, I think the challenge is, I don't even think it's about age. I think it's about the demands of life. I think during our time, if you look at the fathers during the age of our parents, the demands were so much to provide for the family, to look for jobs. And even today, we still have those demands. Because I've seen fathers who are in their 50s, 60s, but they are still playful. Right? Like you see grandfathers playing with their grandchildren and they have the energy. So I think what interferes with that aspect of life is when we get so buried in making a living that we forget to play with our kids.
That's a good one.
So when we come home, it's not that we don't have the energy. It's because mentally we are so
exhausted.
So even the thought of running around with them, you know, just feels like a lot of burden. So it's an exhaustion that starts here and then it manifests in how we express ourselves.
Interesting.
So I like the perspective that you're bringing as a young father. But I would push back and say it's not just the age. It's the demands of life and all these other things that are competing.
It has always been there.
It has always been there.
The demand for life has always been there. That how do we make?
So it's the balance.
Yeah, but how do we make us be better fathers than our fathers were to us? Not that they were bad fathers.
Yes.
Always for people. How do we become better fathers than they were to us? This is a question I'm asking you. I'm a father as well.
Yeah.
So how do we become better fathers than our fathers were to us?
How do you do it? I'm eager to know how you do it.
Well, I'm really lucky. My kids are very, very young.
Okay. How old is the youngest?
The youngest is 1 year coming next month. He's almost 1 year. Well, it's the most difficult to keep up with.
Yes,
because of the.
He's just learned how to walk. He's all over the place.
Stuff. But you see, I want to be better going forward. I want to be a better father. I want to be a present father, if that's a term people use these days. But how do I make sure that I be? I think the needs are different now. The life is different now. From my perspective, we have now things that we have to worry about that our fathers didn't have to worry about. I think so. I can't say that we have more responsibilities, but in terms of protection of kids, in terms of taking care of kids,
different.
Exactly. We were exposed to very little as kids. We were just exposed to your surrounding, to the friends and stuff. But now kids are exposed to so much that we have to be better at. I don't know. There's something we have to do different that we need to talk about as fathers, and this conversation need to happen more among fathers, especially because I think as much as we're becoming fathers, also the divorce rates are
They are also going.
they're also going high,
Yeah.
and life is becoming I don't know. But I feel there's something I feel these days. The men of these days, we are allowed to become emotionally vulnerable than our fathers. Don't you think? Do you think so?
Yes.
Is it a very good thing?
It's a good
Does it
thing.
make us weak?
It's a good thing, but for me, I would say it's important to avoid extremes. Vulnerability is really important. It's important for your children to know they are dealing with a human being, not a robot. You know. For me, the only challenge I have is when we take vulnerability too far to the point whereby now I'm going through issues, and instead of seeking for help, I just want the applause of the public. So I go on social media and I cry on camera and tell them these things that I'm going through. And I'm like, okay, fine, but after you've cried for us, what are you really doing about it to help your situation?
Yes.
You're not just doing it so that we can see that, oh, such a vulnerable man, let's give him all the likes. Because I think sometimes what I see with our digital age is we are doing too much for the gallery. You know, we are doing too much so that we may be seen we are this particular way. And it's not entirely bad, but I think there's a threshold where we need to be like, okay, now we need to get actual help instead of just trying to get the attention. So it's important to be vulnerable. That comes easier for others.
These are things we never saw in our fathers.
Exactly.
We never saw these things.
For example, did you ever? Okay, I don't know about you, but I usually ask people, do you remember seeing your parents hugging each other?
Most probably not.
A lot of people don't have that memory, you know, because the parents never brought themselves to appear that kind of, cozy and.
You telling your father I love you.
Yeah. There's actually some years ago they were doing. I think it was something for Father's Day, and different men were told to call their fathers and say, "Hey, Dad, I love you," and you should hear how the fathers were responding to some of those things. You know, one there was a guy who was asked, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?"
Sorry.
You know, another one was told, "Wewe acha hizo kwenda huko, acha." You know, like it was so funny how some fathers.
You might think you're dying.
Yes, like what's wrong with this guy? Why is he telling me he loves me?
Yeah.
And that gives you a scope of the kind of fathers who raised us. Like you said, we are not blaming them.
Yeah.
They grew up that way, so we can't really blame that on them.
But was their way the right way, or was their way the right way, or our way the right way?
I would say I'm avoiding using the wrong way.
Yeah,
I'm avoiding
exactly.
saying the wrong way. Because you see, in life, you only play the cards you're dealt. And we can't fault you for that. But I would say, as we know better, actually that's how I would put it. We're exposed to better information,
We should know
better
better.
understanding of things, so we need to have better outcomes.
Yes.
So it's not that we are blaming them, but to whom much is given, more is required. So we have more.
What is something that you wish more fathers would talk about?
What is something I wish more fathers would talk about? I think I would really love it, particularly for the boy child, if fathers would teach boys how to be boys and men. Because a lot of us, we just grew like weeds.
Yeah.
Like you'd be taught good manners, you see, but a man is not just good manners. A man is more than good manners. There's a way you're supposed to think and see things and all that. So I would really hope that fathers can come to the place where we don't just raise our sons, we train them to become men. Now, there's a lot of conversation to be had there, because now that begs the question is, what does a real man look like? Because some of the fathers who have children, even them, they don't know what masculinity is all about. They think that being a man is about having money in the bank. That's all they know. So we grow up with men or boys who think that what makes me a man is the money in the bank. So what happens when you don't have the money in the bank? Who are you without the money? You know? So I think if we can have those conversations, it would really help the next generation of sons that are coming up.
But now being back to my point, we have making men boys become men and stuff. There's so much about to talk about it. There's this thing called the red pill. You find that
Yes,
it's becoming
podcasts,
people, and sometimes you listen and hear. I think there's some extremism to this thing, if extremism is the right word to use. And sometimes you see that ameenda sana. Where do you draw this line? And where should we put this?
No, uliamua today you last
How to learn?
That's a good question. So I think the conversation really starts with us as parents. We need to understand, what does it look like to be good men and good women before we say we are teaching our children. Do we understand what those things are?
Good one.
So that's where we need to fill the gap. Yeah, that's where we need to fill the gap. Because the thing about, and I like that you pointed to exposure. Kids nowadays are exposed to all sorts of information.
So much.
So if we are not intentional in teaching them some of these things, they'll go to school, they'll hear a child talking about it, and then that child will introduce them to some video somewhere. And before you know it, you look at your child and you're like, this is a strange, it's not the child that will happen.
Yeah.
So we need to get it right, because you also pointed it. Children don't learn by what you tell.
It's true.
They learn by what they see.
What they see.
So the challenge is on us. Can we say that as men, now in the conversation with fathers, can we say as men we got it right first of all, so that we can expect our children
to get it
to
right?
exercise the same?
It's a very difficult job to do. Parenting is, you see, the worst thing about parenting is that there is no manual to it. It's just,
there are principles.
You're just given things.
I usually say there are principles, but I can't give you my formula. You have to create your own formula according to your context.
Now I want to talk about something a bit personal. Not personal per se, but before we had this talk, I had first search about you, see what you do, and I realized that you are quite there online, especially on family things. I have seen your kids, by the way. I've never met them, but I've seen them. I have seen them on Instagram so much. So it's open if you see that you share a bit of your family life online. So was that a conscious decision to begin with, or did it just happen naturally, just having a good time and you share these things online?
No, I mean, as a responsible parent, it has to be intentional. You can't just decide, my child has a good outfit today, let me show people. You have to be intentional. Whether you decide to keep your kids online or offline, that's your decision as a parent. But it has to be intentional. It must be something you thought about. You weighed both sides of the coin. What are the repercussions that can come with it? What are the other side of not doing it? So it has to be something you're aware of. You need to be aware of the dangers of that. Just the other day, there's a school in UK where there was a girls team. I think they had won a competition and they were posing for a photo. And a photo was taken of them and it was posted on the school social media platform. Some sick person got and took that photo, went and manipulated it with the AI and made it pornographic.
Oh my God.
And sent it to the school and said, if you don't pay us a certain amount of money, we are releasing this to the public. That's the kind of world we are living in today.
Unfortunately. So
it doesn't mean it will happen to your children, but those are the things you need to be aware of. These are the dangers that are out there. Like right now you've just told me you've seen my children somewhere. So that makes me comfortable, but uncomfortable at the same time, because if you're a good person and we are at the mall and you see my son wandering, you know how kids just walk. You'll go and say, hey, see, this is Nani's son, Ebukam, let's go look for your father. But if you are an ill or mean-intentioned person, you can do that to your own, more bad motives and things like that. So those are the dangers. So as a parent, you really have to look at both sides. What are the repercussions of doing this and not doing this? You have to be intentional. It just can't be something you just did without really thinking about it. So I would say that's there was intention. That's the sensitive balance.
Into this. But okay, not about you now, but I have seen, especially celebrities and stuff, content creators, where someone shares some very personal things on the internet. For example, I just give you an example of one celebrity in Kenya who got a child, and I think we online we knew even before the other people at home and stuff. So what do you think about this? Do we have anything like privacy in this social media era, or what does privacy mean to you or to anyone?
So there's something my wife usually says that is really good. He says there's a difference between privacy and secrecy.
That's a good.
Okay, so it's but anyway, that's usually in a different conversation. What I would say to your question is there's a value to privacy, and then again, I think this all boils down to your personal value system. Why? Always question the why. Why is it that you feel it's important for people to know this information about you? Why? What is it that you are hoping to get? Some people do that because social media is also it's a commercial platform. Maybe there's a brand who will see that and they decide, hey, we want to sponsor you and pay you for what you are showcasing. So people have different motives for doing this. But for me, I would boil down to what is your why? Why is it that you want people to know this information? In the next 10 years or 15 years, when your child is a teenager in school, would you be okay with these children showing him the photos of you and what you are doing on social media 10 years ago? Would you be embarrassed of the things you used to do on social media? Because usually say on social media, the internet never forgets.
It's true.
Once it's out there, even if you delete it,
it's out there.
It's out there. So it's always good to have a future forecast. This thing I'm doing now, when I'm older or my children are older, is this going to be an embarrassing thing for them? Is it going to put their lives in danger in any way? So I would boil it down to, I'm avoiding giving a prescription and saying do it or don't do it. But I would push back to the person who's thinking of doing it. Why is it that you're doing it? Question your motives. Why is it that you're doing this thing?
Has this social media thing, has it made us more connected or more performative?
Well, it's interesting because psychologists are saying that personal relationships are suffering because of connection to the wider world. So for example, let's say you and your wife you've just gotten home from a long day, you're all seated there on the couch, and each of you are on their phones. And
catching up with the reels.
You are catching up with the reels. You are not talking, you are not having a conversation, and you do that 7 times a week. 4 weeks a month. 52 weeks a year. Before you know it, you are more connected to the people you are following than the person who you actually exchanged vows.
Yes.
So that becomes a problem. So social media isn't really a problem in itself. It's the issue of balance. Do we have the maturity to balance and say, okay, this is as far as this one goes. Now let me focus on what matters. So I think a lot of people don't have the discipline of balance, unfortunately.
There's a discipline required.
There's a time my wife and I decided we are not going to be on social media for about 1 or 2 months last year. Must have been in October, November. And that is the one time we felt like there was a revival in our relationship and how we talk and how we communicate. We noticed so many things about our children that we are not noticing before. There's even a refreshness you feel mentally.
Detoxification.
Yes, it's like you're detoxifying.
Detoxification.
So that speaks for itself. So probably I would tell someone who you are always on your phone, just start with 3 days. Just switch off social media. In fact, delete the apps. Don't deactivate your account. Your account is still there. Just delete the apps for about a week or so. See how it feels like, and then you'll come back. You actually feel fresher. What happened when you were trying to come back, it was so difficult to come back because I would enter Instagram for 1 minute and I'm tired. I would just scroll for 1 minute and I'm like, I'm tired.
It's too much.
I can't take this. So it rewires your brain in a certain way. So
there's an article I read. It says that what we do from social media, we consume too much information at one go. Like the news we used to watch, like 20 minutes or so of the happenings of the day. In social media, you see here, Nasur has done this. President Trump has done this.
Your neighbor
has done this. Like there's no time to process anything. Like too much information in a very, very short period of time, and it's affecting our concentration and lack of focus completely. But still, we have to be connected.
We have to be connected.
But
the discipline for balance.
For balance.
Yes.
But has it made people more performative, like people, the
Of
performance
course.
and stuff?
Of course.
It's not people not being real to catch up to.
Of course.
But
That one is there.
for creators, I think some people think that by showing moments, good moments, like on social media, it makes it more authentic. Like these are real moments that you're showing. It's make it like very authentic. But something people think like leaving it kidogo protects some good part of it, or maybe making the moment meaningful.
There has to be that thing that you reserve for yourself. One of the reasons when we started our YouTube channel, there was a lot of vlogging. Vlogging is where you're just showing your daily life.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm going shopping, I'm doing this, we are searching for a house, we are doing this, and you show that. But for me personally, I began to realize, especially when we started doing it as a family with my kids, I started realizing I am missing out on the moment because I'm so focused on getting that perfect shot and that angle and all that.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm creating, but I'm missing out on the moments.
The real moments itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, unless we have a team, but you see, even if you have a camera person following you around, you are conscious of where the camera is.
You're focused on the camera.
So what am I doing that the camera is? At some point, you are not really yourself.
Yeah.
You have to, you are performing in a way. So I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but it definitely becomes a bad thing if it's something you are doing every so often. There has to be that part of you that just wakes up today and says, today we are going out with my children. It's a beautiful place. No cameras.
Yeah.
We are not showing anyone. People on Instagram don't need to know. It's just me and my family having a good time.
Yeah.
I think those moments need to be there.
And apart from family, also even in life with friends, you find people going to watch a football match. We don't even like enjoy that much. Our cameras are just on, trying to catch the moments.
Exactly.
And we're not even like really watching that much. Especially when you come, you find that your team has got a penalty. We used to be nervous. Like, is he going to score? Is he going to?
Yes.
Now we are on camera.
Now you are not.
Yeah,
now
is he
you're
going
more focused on will I catch it? Or...
will I catch it or will I not catch it? It kills the moment. So I don't know, but documenting it changes the experience of living it.
It does.
There's a saying that says that life was more colorful when pictures were colorless.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's deep.
I believe in that completely.
Yeah.
We used to live moments. We used to live our cameras. We didn't have those things. So life was a bit more. We can live
authentic.
Exactly. Life was much more authentic. Now, as we're winding up, let's say for students in this school, it's a former school. We have an art room and we have things that advanced completely. We have career office that were not there and stuff. So for a kid who is maybe thinking about doing art, but life and everything is not aligning per se, how would you advise that kind of a person?
So for me, I would say the beauty of art is it's a very versatile skill or subject. You don't have to do art so that you are an artist. I think I mentioned this before.
Yes.
I usually tell my students, you be a doctor, be a lawyer, be whatever you want to be. But art is a creative way of thinking. And whether it finds expression in your skills or the techniques that you're doing, or it finds expression in you performing some surgery somewhere, let it find expression in whichever way it finds expression. So I would say if you are really into the arts, find a way of nurturing that skill and that talent.
Yes.
Even if you end up in a different career, it's fine. But these gifts,
Don't
and I usually say, anything that God gave you for free, don't waste it.
It's true.
So if you're given this gift and this talent, it has to have purpose to it.
True.
So sharpen it, let it find expression. As you continue on with life, you'll figure out how it fits in and where it goes. I would also say location or geographical location matters. Of course, there are countries where you're a good artist, you're an instant millionaire.
Yes.
But there are countries whereby nobody will care about your art.
That's true.
So it's also good to know, where are you? What does the environment, is the environment favoring what you're doing or not? And if it's not, what can you do about it? You don't have to relocate, but what can you do about it? Can you be the game changer who will make the world start paying attention to that gift,
But should we look for money in this? Because I know many great artists, Van Gogh and stuff, they became much more famous after their death.
In their death,
the money was made after their death.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing, Ama? We just tafute hii kitu.
Van Gogh story is very funny. But I think it's unfortunate that he didn't get to to eat from the fruit of his labor. But I think he also opened doors to people to just encounter the reality of what it is to be an artist. If an artist can make that much money in their death, with the right structures, how much can they make in their living life? You know, so I think it's a matter of saying, how can I do it for myself in a way that becomes a benefit for me and my children, for me and my society around.
And I think this is where social media and connectivity comes to avoid us.
No, that is the advantage of social media.
That's exactly to make us avoid such kind of things like completely.
Because I know I was watching a documentary by some lady some time back. She runs a social media page called Milan Art something. She's Italian or American, one of those two. And she was giving a story about how when they started doing art back in the day, there was no social media. So they would be hired by this company, and this company would tell them, we want artworks that look like this, very generic. And they would do artworks for that company and give the company, and then the company would pay them very small money. So for instance, they would do a piece of art and they would be given 5,000. The company would go make 200,000 on each piece.
Wow.
And they didn't know about it. And what used to happen is that the gatekeepers there were so keen, like it was such a closed world. As an artist, I wouldn't get the contacts of my clients. So I have to depend on this broker who is telling me 5K, and then they go and make another, you know. And then the daughter, that's when TikTok had just started coming up, Instagram rather. The daughter started posting her stuff on Instagram. And she was shocked at the number of views that the daughter would get. Because she would do really good work, and as soon as that painting has been sold to the client, nobody will ever see it.
Yeah, that's it, it's done.
But her daughter would do something and eyeballs all over social media, 50,000, 100,000. That's when she realized, there's something here.
Yeah.
So she pivoted, and she also started posting things together with her daughter. And that's how she came out of that company and working for them. And she established her entire thing.
Wow.
So I think there's a right way to use social media.
It's a connectivity. There's a good way of it. Thank you so much, Curtis. I think we have learned so much. I really learned a lot about art. Lastly, do you get fascinated when you see art? For example, you go into Java and you see those arts on the walls.
Always.
They always fascinate you.
Always. Because for me, as an artist myself, I'm not just looking at the technique. I'm like, what was this person thinking when they were doing this?
That's true.
And what does this mean? You know, why did they draw this part like this and not like this? So I'm always fascinated. I'm one of those people who, and when they started closing galleries in Nairobi, I was so sad, because I'm the person who can go to a gallery and sit there for 1 hour, just looking at 3 pieces and consuming it. You know, because there is a lot that art tends to feed our souls with. So yes, I'm always fascinated.
As we should be.
As you should.
Thank you so much, Curtis. It was nice we have learned. Asante sana.
All right, next time we see you, I'm interviewing you. So
no worries.
my questions will be coming to you.
No problem. Asante sana.
Thank you very much.